your ears, do not listen. Try to feel what I'm saying. To make you feel is my new expression. Hold your breath for 15 seconds. Close your eyes, cover your ears, do not listen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second game of the night. It is the Team Solo Queue Gangsters versus Pickle Rick. Both of the teams 1-0 so far after last week, which is pretty exciting. So this is going to be the game that decides the number one placed team moving into Week 3. We are already in lobby. I'm excited to see. We do have some people changing their names from last week. Last week they were known as QNMB, but now they are PRG, which I think is Pickle Rick Gaming.
Probably.
Pickle Rick Gaming.
That's what I'm
All right.
assuming, yes.
And then obviously we do have the entirety of the side of the Team Solo Queue Guardians coming back. We do have on this team Cool Kid Woo. Congratulations to him picking up the gold team substitute spot for support. But it will be interesting to see. Last week we did have a pretty explosive game out of both of these teams. I think both of these teams actually had there were stomps, I think, last week.
Actually, I think from Team... it's Team Solo Queue.
Yeah.
Team Solo Queue Gangsters.
Yeah.
They were against the Booty Buffs last week, and it was actually a pretty swing game.
Okay.
There was a lot of things that went back and forth. There was a lot of big team fights. But on the side of Pickle Rick, yes, it was a pretty big stomp last week.
Sweet. So I think we are going to go ahead and get into champ select here once we get in. I think we will be interested to see which champions are picked up by both sides. We are going to go ahead and get a champ select here, so let me go ahead and bring that up here. Ooh, wait. There we go. Oh, I didn't bring the... Okay, I'm going to change the team names really fast, but Sandra, do you want to talk through these picks and bans?
Yeah, of course. So, first ban is the Kaisa. That is a very strong pick, so it makes sense why it'd be banned. The Fizz on the side of Pickle Rick, which was a pretty big power pick from last week. We saw it do a lot of work against the Booty Buffs. Darius being banned, Darius just got a buff. He's a very strong lane bully. I think we saw them ban the same thing last week. Urgot, another big top lane bully. We haven't seen a Kha'Zix ban a lot this game. I don't know if PRG killing it plays a lot of Kha'Zix, but in terms of the solo carry potential of Kha'Zix, it's very large. And then we see another Draven ban come out.
Yeah, so the Draven ban, again, being banned out after the first week. The first game, Draven ban. Do have a Garen hover here, which I don't think is probably going to go through. Looks like it is going to be Xander's favorite champion, that Scion. And the Alawi hover. I think Immortal played that last week, right?
I think he played the same thing last week.
I'm excited. That is one of my favorite champions. I love Alawi.
Not too bad into some of these super
big tanks, yeah.
Though Scion is a very, very strong pick right now. The health buff on his W means that when he gets out of lane, if he manages not to die more than twice, he'll be almost unkillable in most of the team fights.
Yeah, and I think I do like the Alawi because of that E obviously having a lot of the percent health damage, the Elise coming in as well, which will be interesting. That early game pressure, the dive pressure especially onto something like the Scion. Not a champion we see a lot in the jungle these days. It's more of a solo queue champion, perhaps something we should have seen on the time of the solo queue gangsters. But the Elise, maybe something that he's comfortable on. We don't really know what to expect from anybody on the side of Pickle Rick. The Alistar, that's not going to be the Alistar, the Cho'Gath.
Is that Cho'Gath mid or jungle?
Interesting. It might be Cho'Gath mid. It could also... I was going to say it could be Scion support, but then they just picked the Alistar. So, we're going to see something... It could be Scion mid. Could be Scion mid. So,
Cho'Gath
triple tanks.
top.
This is a pretty...
Very buff team.
Very tanky team. Off of these first couple picks.
Like to see Pickle Rick pick up some tank shredder ADCs. Maybe like a Vayne.
Yeah, a Vayne. They do go ahead and pick up the Braum, so that is going to be some stuns and some protection for whatever AD carry they decide to pick. So what I want to see here, perfect. What I want to see from Pickle Rick is banning out some AD carries that need protection. Twitch is a perfect example, and they are going to go. So I think we're going to see AD carries ban across the board, most likely.
Maybe the Jinx ban.
There's the Vayne as well, so something that we were just talking about.
The TSQG does recognize that Vayne would decimate their comp and bans it out immediately.
Yeah.
I would actually like to have seen the ADC picked up as the third pick on the side of PRG,
I agree.
not allowing TSGQ to ban out some of the crucial ADCs that would make their team comp work.
Yeah, I don't think the Braum really needed to be picked there, because I think if they picked their AD carry, then TSQG would have most likely just focused their bans on mid.
I don't think the Ezreal would have worked very well on TSQG. I just don't think they...
I don't think the Lucian would have worked well either. I think the Lucian isn't really a tank buster. We will go ahead and see what they decide to pick here. They have to pick an AD carry here, I would imagine. Saving their mid for counter pick. But I don't know. Something along that. I mean, Tristana maybe could work. Okay, that's exactly what they're going to pick up.
Yeah. I think amongst the ADCs that were still open, Tristana's probably one of the better choices.
Yeah, and able to take the tower pressure, and again with this Elise, they're finding they're a lot of dive and a lot, and those two lanes right now, the Alawi top versus if it's the Sion, if it's the Cho'Gath, it doesn't matter, and then this Tristana Braum versus Varus Alistar. Right now they're going to have prio across the board, and so Elise going to be able to kind of have a field day.
I wasn't thinking about the Varus on the side of Pickle Rick, because I think that actually would have been the best choice. Varus still builds the tank shredding build, right? Or he has a choice to?
Mm-hmm.
So, with the percent health damage, Varus could have shredded through the Sion, Cho'Gath, and Alistar.
Cool. Yeah, and I agree. And I do like the Vladimir. The Vladimir blind is pretty good. And then the Anivia coming out for Monarch. And I think Monarch played Anivia last week as well.
Yeah.
So maybe a pick that they didn't exactly respect. But again, the fact that they didn't pick that Tristana third meant 2 AD carry bans. And then this Anivia coming through. So how do we feel about the Team Solo Q Gangsters team comp right now?
Ooh, they have a lot. I actually like their team comp quite a bit because of how much damage the Vlad and the Varus have to pump out. They managed to ban out a lot of the percent health that Pickle Rick could have picked. Into the Alawi, it's a little risky. Alawi does a lot of damage to tanks with tentacles. Well, what do you think about on the side of Pickle Rick?
I think Pickle Rick's comp is interesting. It's definitely they're picking what they're comfortable on. Definitely, we have basically 3 champions which aren't in meta at all. But Alawi is something that I think Immortal is comfortable on. And it's going to do really well into Sion. The Elise, as I said before, is something that has the ability to sort of take over the game. Also, Elise is something that can just invade this Cho'Gath over and over and over. And Cho'Gath not having kind of that combat stats, not having really anything to be able to kind of fight against this Elise, and especially if they have Alawi having that top lane priority, Elise is going to have a field day over Cho'Gath's blue side. In terms of the mid lane, it's going to be a lane that Vladimir is going to win early, purely because of how Anivia works. But once Anivia gets into 1 to 1.5 items, Anivia is going to start to take over that lane. And then this Tristana Braum, obviously having that push potential, having the attack speed steroid on top of the Braum passive is massive. And it is interesting. I don't... You said that you liked the Team Solo Q Guardians, or Gangsters. I keep on saying Guardians. Gangsters team. I really don't like it. I think the fact that they got 3 tanks, they only have really 1 form-ish, 2 forms of engage. I'm going to say 1.5 forms of engage. Varus isn't actually that well protected because the fact that they have kind of this Cho'Gath, Sion, and Alistar. Vladimir just wants to run in. And so they're going to basically have the Sion ulting at Pickle Rick, Alistar comboing Pickle Rick, Vladimir flashing in, and Cho'Gath looking for Tristana, and Varus is just going to be like, oh, okay, I'll just stay on the back line. And maybe, you know, the fact that he's able to throw out the Varus ultimate and maybe lock somebody down, it'll help him out, but he doesn't have that much protection this game. And if they're trying to put their game hands in Plex, I think they could have drafted a little bit better around this.
I think
Twinkie played Pantheon last week. I'm trying to, like, in terms of what I think this comp needs, it needs a little bit more early game, and it needs a little bit more engaged.
Yeah.
And I feel like a Pantheon would have been fine.
Pantheon would have been okay. I think there's some other picks that he could have considered.
Yeah.
Instead, if he was going for a tank, maybe a Sejuani would be better in this case. If he wanted to go
Gragas,
for mixed damage, he could have picked the Kindred. I think Kindred would have worked pretty well into this comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gragas would have been fine. Honestly, Sejuani is a sort of easy champion, which I think could be picked up. You know, even even something like that, maybe perhaps out of meta. It's just like this Cho'Gath. I honestly think the Cho'Gath would have been fine into Alawi, because I feel like because the Cho'Gath has the push and actually can most likely win the 1v1 versus the Alawi later when they're splitting together. But this Cho'Gath, I mean, if Killing It plays it correctly, this Cho'Gath is going to get punished pretty hard. And the fact that Anivia is sort of going to be able to roam, and I'm assuming that Alawi is going to get that top lane prio, I like Pickle Rick's draft much more. But I think Team Soloku Guardians do have that better 5v5 team fight potential. Their team has a lot of potential. League of Legends coming back. We are going to go ahead and get into the game here really fast. But let's see here. As always, sponsored by. But I think it's two exciting comps coming out of both of these teams that are now in first place. Go ahead and move on into here.
Skin game.
How do you feel about these skins?
Skin game.
4 skins versus 2.
4 skins versus 2. It seems like there's kind of a theme with the top. I like the color scheme with top jungle on the side of Pickle Rick.
So I'm going to tell you, I think this one's a tie, not because I like certain skins. Well, I do like certain skins.
Sure.
Dragon Trainer Shana is one of the best skins in the game.
That's true.
Mukal Alistar, one of the best skins in the game. Nosferatu Vladimir is awful. Voidbringer Alawi, awful. Make another skin for her, even though they did, but it's still bad. The Super Galaxy Elise, are you kidding me? It's Team Spirit Anivia. If you're not playing Prehistoric Anivia, what are you doing? So I think it's a tie because they only really got 2 skins there that actually are good. But
I think picking the Nosferatu Vladimir is disrespecting your opponent fundamentally, right?
that skin is awful.
Not only does it look terrible,
Yeah.
it also scares the bejeebus out of the enemy team because they have
It's
to
true.
look at that skin for the entire
Yeah.
game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nivea got very distracted just because of how hideous Nosferatu
That's true.
Vladimir is.
I mean, we can go ahead and take a look as the Nosferatu loads in, and I mean, come on, like, what is that right now? Like, really, honestly, what is that? That's not a champion. That isn't anything.
It's not anything.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We'll see how it goes. I like the Nosferatu. It's a little bit okay, but I mean, look it on your screen right now. Look at this. What? Like, how can you not like that skin? Truly.
She's holding the dragon. It's a dragon. That's
It's a dragon. And I mean, they're trying to sell more skins with this dragon trainer Heimerdinger shit, but come on.
Wait, there's a dragon trainer Heimerdinger?
Yeah, it's the new skin coming out. I think his turrets are dragons.
His turrets are dragons.
Yeah, they're like rocks, and then I think it has a dragon on top
So
of it.
what you're saying is we get to see more Heimerdinger players in the upcoming weeks.
Yes, precisely. That is what I am saying.
Oof.
We are seeing a bit of a pause here. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at the chat. Let's see what we say here. Looks like had to pause. Somebody is in his room. He got ganked IRL. So it looks like the teams are ready. So they are going to go ahead and unpause soon. Hopefully, there's the unpause. We are seeing sort of a 5-point here. Spartan a little bit late to the game in terms of kind of getting up there. But I think the biggest thing that I don't like is the fact that Pickle Rick is just kind of hanging out here. One, they aren't protecting kind of this area down here where somebody could sneak in, perhaps. As well up in this, you can see actually the side of Team Soloku Guardians taking advantage of this up in this top lane. As you can see, Twinkie and Breadstick, not Breadstick, but actually Breadstick, Twinkie, and Spartan have walked into this top lane bush here.
We see Pickle Rick leaves a vulnerability in their 5-point and is automatically getting punished for it.
Now, we do see some tentacles here, so they are going to know where Immortal was, but I think this ward is interesting because they are actually going to know if Twinkie started the red. So, an interesting ward there, and I actually really respect the fact that Immortal placed it because they know that they had kind of a gap in their vision. And they are going to see Spartan walk towards the top lane over that ward, and they're going to see Twinkie getting really low on this red buff. But yeah, walking out, so they know where Twinkie is, and then you can see killing it. Blue going immediately to the red. Now, Team Solo Q Gangsters also placing a ward on this red. They are going to be able to track, both of the junglers are going to be able to track the other one's start. Twinkie is going to be relatively slow compared to something like the Electrocute Elise. How do you feel about this Electrocute, by the way?
I think that's what you're supposed to take on Elise.
Mm-hmm. You don't think the Dark Harvest would have been something that that kind of has become so apparent in the jungle that maybe she should have picked it up?
I can't say that I can say a lot for jungle keystones, but in terms of what Elise is supposed to do, I think Electrocute fits it very well.
I mean, I think the Vladimir also probably could have picked up the Predator as well. He has Electrocute, which I don't think isn't really the best, especially since he's going to be looking to roam continuously throughout this game because he's in an Anivia lane.
Yeah.
So I think the Predator probably is the better call there. Looks like we are going to have the Alawi being ganked early, which is precisely what you want to do versus Alawi. She's going to heal a little bit off of these tentacles, but she's not quite able to 1v2. And look, the silence, that would have tilted me so hard. The flash as well! The flash does come out from Immortal, but the tentacles don't come down to help her out. And that is going to be the Alawi going down, and Twinkie doing precisely what he did in the first game on a Cho'Gath. He's able to take this champion, which isn't really the early game champion that you want, and able to find early game ganks and early game kills because of it. The silences shouldn't be in games in general. Just putting that out there. But the silence onto Alawi hurts me just to the core. It means that she just can't do anything. The kill does come out, forcing the TP. Spartan's going to go ahead and back, most likely. He's probably going to TP back as well, but has the option to walk top.
Oh, we see
the combo.
coming bot.
Yeah, the Elise is there. So is Immortal going to be able to find the cocoon? A beautiful cocoon there. That's going to be the heal. Plex flashing out. That is going to be picking up his first kill of the match as well. So both junglers having early pressure on the lanes.
That felt pretty unlucky on the side of TSQG. We saw the All-Star actually engage onto the bot lane. Perhaps they were purposefully pushed a little bit too far, but I don't really think that's the case. I think that they were looking for a little bit of damage. They did it at a bad time without having enough vision and got punished by the Elise for it.
I do think the fact that Twinkie knew that he started the red and then he went to blue, and killing it started blue and then went to his red. The fact that they knew that that was most likely what happened, they should have played safer, because they knew that the Elise was probably most likely on the bot side. Maybe they should have looked, and they saw the Elise on the red, maybe they should have asked Breadstick to ward the Raptor Pit, to make sure that, basically if Elise is still on that bot side. But I think they just didn't respect the fact that Elise could be there, which is something, especially when you're playing these heavy engaged bot lanes, something that you always have to think about. So, I want to say, even though Immortal is down this kill, he's up 20 CS.
That's classic
like,
Alawi.
That's Alawi, like, able to pick up just purely because of the tentacles. Do you think Comet is the right choice for Sion in this matchup?
For Sion, absolutely not.
Okay.
Sion should take advantage of the health buffs that he just got by taking Grasp with the Undying.
But do you think that Immortal is ever going to let the Sion get in auto range of him?
I think that if the Sion is played absolutely correctly, that he can find a lot of Grasp procs. Hitting Alawi with a charged Q enough to get a knockup is very, very easy for the Sion in this lane. Hit him with the knockup, go for an auto, maybe shield and walk out. I think that's all he really needs to do. Yeah,
and I mean, I agree. But I do think that the Alawi would be playing it correctly, not allowing him to walk up, especially with these tentacles. I mean, look at Spartan. Spartan's not even killing the tentacles. Like, he's not respecting the fact that Alawi can... I mean, look at this. These tentacles are going to start wrecking Spartan right now.
From the side of Spartan, if you're going to charge a Q, always do it behind a minion. Giving the Alawi the opportunity to pull you outside of your minion wave when you're stuck in the animation, it just isn't very ideal.
Yeah. And I think the big thing, just not killing these tentacles, I think that's honestly showing that Spartan hasn't played against Alawi before and doesn't know how to play it into her. They were able to find that kill early on, but that was mostly because of the ability for Twinkie to come up. But, yeah, not respecting that. And now that Immortal's level 6, and I think something that is honestly really key with Alawi, it's sort of kind of like Heimerdinger. Looks like now he's going to finally take out those tentacles. It's sort of like Heimerdinger, where if you don't know how to play against the champion, like, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Like, something like, you know, like a Tristana, like, if you don't know how to play against her, like, you most likely figure out what her abilities do. But with, like, Alawi, if you don't know how to play against her, like, you engage onto her when she has 3 tentacles around and then ults, and then you're just dead.
Yeah, you
so
get
it's
punished.
And I think that's why you see this champion kind of stomping in lower elos, because people don't know how to play against it. But then you see as the kind of skill goes upwards, they do know how to play against it, and then she loses lane, and she's punished because of her key distinction. We are going to be able to see the cocoon landing there. I think that is going to be killing it, trying to find the kill there. It is going to be that. And does he have the repel? Going to try to land onto Immortal. Immortal is tanking this. Oh my gosh, that is going to be the final auto. That is actually really sad. I think that was a little bit impatient.
That was very impatient.
Yeah.
What the side of Pickle Rick Gaming should have done was wait for the minion wave to crash and then dive. The dive potential of Elise with a minion wave and a fairly tanky top laner is insanely strong. If they had waited just a couple more seconds to execute that dive, it would have gone a lot better, and the shutdown gold wouldn't have gone towards the Scion.
Yeah, and I think the Scion being able to pick up the kill is pretty big. I think the fact that the Scion has actually been able to keep that just shows a little bit of sloppiness from Pickle Rick. Even though, I mean, this Alawi is now 30 CS up, able to pick up her Phage. I also don't agree with going... we are going to be able to see a gank in this bot lane, but they're going to quickly be able to get at that. I think they could have punished that. I think immediate ignite. I think immediate ignite into Braum ultimate. I think Cho'Gath is just dead. A little bit scared there. I'll start looking for something here. The Cho'Gath is actually still in this bot lane, so they're still looking for something. And we're seeing Elise return to the Scion lane. This is exactly what you want to see when you're playing Alawi. I do agree, Alawi is kind of like Darius, where she's supposed to draw enough pressure up to the top lane so that the jungler comes, and then you try to look for a 1v2 or a 2v2. But right now, actually killing it is kind of babysitting the Alawi lane, which feels pretty good. But I think maybe they could be punishing either this Vladimir a little bit more or this bot lane. Especially, I think they got summoners pretty early from Plex. That flash and that heal after that level 3 gank. They probably could have punished that more, but now he has flash back up. Now he has heal back up. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, other than that, pretty slow game except for those other kills. I think we'll probably start to see. We have a Wind Dragon as our first dragon this game, so nothing. Yeah, not a big deal. We'll probably just see one of the junglers pick that one up. We're seeing a lot of pressure being put by the side of Team Soloku Guardians on this. Gangsters on the spot side, and oh my gosh, that's what you call an Emax Alawi. I mean, that was just quite a lot of damage there on that, and actually going to be diving under the tower. We do have some action going on in mid lane as well, and if he is almost out of damage, but you're going to go ahead and see that's going to be the ultimate as well, and it's going to be killing it on the flashing over and landing the cocoon. And actually, we didn't really get to see what happened there from the Alawi, but did dive under the tower and just finding quite a lot of damage. And I mean, honestly, that's what you see when you're 40 CS up against a Phage, and then you're, again, I don't understand this. This is so important. We're having another engage on this bot lane. It's going to be the combo onto Tristana, and now you can see Cho'Gath on the other side trying to find the kill onto Tristana and splitting the targeting there. I think they are going to be able to find the Braum there. Cool Kid Woo able to pick up that one. Now they're being able to turn on to 96. A beautiful combo there. I think, unfortunately, Plex did auto a minion there. Twinkie able to pick that one up as Cool Kid is able to tank up this tower. So a little bit of sloppy play there, but not a lot of respect there from 96.
I think
and 69
just had to recognize that her support was dead and back out.
That was the big thing. And I think with proper call targeting there, the Cho'Gath would have focused just on the Braum, and they should have just accepted that the Braum was the right play. The fact that there was a misplay from 96 in the 69 bot lane meant it. And this feels so bad from the side of the Scion. What I was saying earlier, I don't understand this. This is something that is... Yeah, that was a nice side step. I guess they're not going to be able to find the kill there. In the bot lane, they are able to take the double kill in that bot lane and turn it into the Cloud Drake. What I was going to say was, listen, if you're playing the game and you are buying components, don't buy components for more than one item. if you're playing Scion, why do you have a Spirit's Visage and a Bombing Cinder?
I think he should have committed to one or the other because I'm assuming he's going to build that into Spirit Visage.
Spirit Visage and most likely Sunfire Cape. Right?
Yeah, and Sunfire Cape. The items separately are much stronger than the components together, and it would make the Scion just a lot tankier either way that he went.
And like I like the Spirit's Visage. Something that most people don't know about Alawi is that the fact that she does a lot of magic damage, and so he's able to figure that out and is going to be able to find that. We are going to be having a 2v2 in this mid lane. I think this is going to be the Anivia egg coming down. They're going to be able to try to turn this one around, but unfortunately there isn't a lot of damage there from the side of the Braum. So this is going to be the egg going down as well. No feast coming out from Twinkie. Not able to use that one. I think he used it on the Dragon.
Very nice play on the side of TSQG. Recognizing the roam from the Braum and just abusing the heck out of it with the Alistar.
I want to honestly say something here. Twinkie is having so much pressure on Cho'Gath jungle that I really want to see what he's like playing like a really strong jungler.
Yeah, like Camille jungle.
Like he's okay. So again, this is Alawi in general. Twinkie isn't going to go down there. He's going to find a lot of damage. I don't think Immortal doesn't have flash, so he's not going to be able to find the kill there. But he is going to be able to chunk out Twinkie. But yeah, like he's able to find really good ganks, really good counter ganks, and objective control and vision, and it's farming relatively well and keeping up with an Elise. Like.
That's
dude,
crazy.
Why aren't you playing, like, meta junglers? Like, it's cool if you want to play whatever you want, but, like, Camille jungle, like, yeah, that would be, like, really good for you, and you'd find a lot of success on it. So, that'll be our recommendation for the week for Twinkie.
For Twinkie, your early game jungling has been nuts.
Yeah.
But please pick a champion that can really, really perform, because you can carry the game so much harder.
Wait, is this what I think it is? No, okay. That is Cinderhulk. I thought that was Runic Echoes. I almost gave him big props. I think he's just going to be going for the Righteous Glory next, kind of that traditional Cho'Gath build. Up in what is usually top lane, but I guess
I don't know what the build.
I mean, it's honestly not that bad in the jungle because I mean he stacks the health with the Cinderhulk. Yeah. Which is going to mean, quite a lot of health. And then, okay, so we're going to find it's going to be a lot onto that. That is going to be a beautiful stun there on the side onto Cool Kid Woo. And I think he is going to be going down. So not respecting Monarch's ability to stun him there and actually popping his ultimate a little bit too early.
A bit of an over-engage.
Yeah, Twinkie was able to find the knock-up onto killing it there. It is going to be, might be the Vladimir going down a little bit of stuck there. I think the wall there actually got killing it stuck. But now, Cool Kid is down, and 96 to 69 bot lane have actually recognized that, and now they're turning on to the Tristana here. The Tristana takes two tower shots there, but that is going to be Plex going down as well. Action all over the map. The Scion ultimate coming out, and Immortal is there. He's not going to be able to land the E. That's the main thing that he's looking for here. If he can land the E here, he can look for a turn. He's just going to go ahead and walk on out. Spartan, you're killing the tentacles. I love you. You've figured this out. You're learning over the course of the laning phase. That's exactly what you need to do. Yeah. Figure out, one, what the enemy champion does, and two, figure out how the other person is playing their champion, and then play accordingly. And yeah, he's killing the tentacles. Maybe he's also just watching the stream and listening to what we're saying, but
hey, if you are, all props to you. You're learning the matchup as you play it. Beautiful. On the side of Pickle Rick, recognizing that the Alistar drone mid and dying, immediately punishing the Varus, a very immobile ADC, with the Braum tanking the tower. Well, I guess he didn't even have to tank the tower hits, but with the CC that he provides, it's very, very easy to pick up the kill.
I
with the tower.
do think, though, the Varus probably could have expected that. He probably should have played a little bit back. He did not have his flash. He did have heal. We have the Rift Herald going down mid. I think we didn't really see when killing it pick that one up. There's going to be another E there from the side. From Immortal, and is actually not going to pop his ultimate, but finding just, again, a lot of damage. Ultimate does come down. Unfortunately, a misplaced Q there during the charge isn't going to displace him. Isn't going to displace the cow there. That is going to be the combo onto Monarch there, and the wall is going to stop it, so...
Not enough follow-up to really be able to...
Not enough follow-up, but I don't even, honestly, that much damage. I mean, what are they going to do there? Like, that 3v3 has so little damage outside of the Vladimir and then the Elise. Cho'Gath, not doing anything. Honestly, at this point, the Nivea doesn't really do that much. Probably needs to hit her second item before she actually starts hurting. And then just the supports, so...
Now, let's go back to that dive a little bit. You were talking about how the Varus could have predicted it. Really, you need to walk back under the bush right next to the Krugs.
Yeah, we are going to see the 2v2 here. Killing It is here, and so they are going to be turning on to Cool Kid there. I think PRG 69 is going to be able to get out of this one. Does have his flash. They are going to go ahead and burn that one. So, but again, as I was saying, like, Twinkie is showing up where he needs to be, and like stopping these ganks from killing it because of it, and having that pressure. Tricky is walking mid now from this Anivia who doesn't have egg and doesn't have mana. I think she does have egg, actually. Does she have egg?
She does have egg, yes.
Okay.
You see the invincibility.
I actually really, really like this from the side of Monarch, walking that way, and then after she gets in the book, walking the way of her jungler. And now they're actually just going to turn on to Twinkie here. Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful... Yeah, stuck in that wall.
But that just does so much damage.
Might be turning on that one. That is going to be the feast coming down onto the egg. So popping the egg is honestly fine there. But now they're turning onto this. That is going to be the Alistar on the other side. But this is now a 3v3. And that is going to be the Alawi coming down, finding a ton of damage onto the Spirit there. But the wall isn't going to be doing a lot. The wall actually stopping the Scion ultimate there. And now everybody's mid. Let's just everybody go mid. Varus is pushing bot. No tower is down yet, but PR is actually recognizing that this bot lane, or that this mid lane tower is pretty low. But I think because of the wave clear that the Vladimir has, they are going to be able to protect that one. But again, Plex is way too far forward. But 69 is also just happens to be a little bit caught out here. That was not what you wanted to see, especially after blowing his flash.
I think we see a little bit of a misclick there. A little bit of
misplay, yeah.
Some wards, just accidentally hitting the stopwatch. I think it's all happened to us out one.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't even think he should have gone for that ward. He should have just walked bot. They could have killed the Varus there. Varus actually did have to blow his flash. We weren't able to see that, but Varus, looks like the Tristana jumped onto the Varus there, and Varus did have to blow flash and heal there. So pretty critical there. I think this might be Monarch going down, actually. Yeah, I mean, no egg there, and Breadstick.
It's just so squishy. You cannot stand under your... You can't even stand under your tower against a Vlad with that little health and that little mana. It's just not an option as the Anivia. A little bit of a greedy play there on the side of Pickle Rick. Losing some kills due to a little bit of personal errors, I'd say.
Yeah, I think Twinkie is actually pretty... I don't know. I understand why, but I think he doesn't need to be. I think, yeah, that's going to be killing it, actually going down. He needs to repel the... Oh, no, actually...
It's one of those, overtime things you can't...
yeah, so, that's going to be a killing spree for Breadstick. I thought that maybe the repel would allow him to get out of that one. But no, that's going to be killing it going down as well. And for a team that looked really strong last week on the side of Pickle Rick, not having, they do have this ADCS lead in the top lane, and we are going to be seeing the Shogun coming top. But this is extremely dangerous because this is Alawi, guys. I mean, I don't think they win this, honestly. That's going to be a ton of tentacles coming down. It's going to be the flash from Spartan. And I mean, if you guys wanted to do that, you needed to do that 10 minutes ago. The fact that she already has BF, that now she's starting to scale, she has her double tier boots, it means that she's able to do that 1v2. And that's what I was saying earlier. I think Twinkie is scared to gank this top lane because it's Alawi. You should only be scared to gank an Alawi once she has 1 or 2 items. Gank her early, kill her, and keep killing her over and over and over. That's what you're supposed to do to an Alawi.
She's gotten to the point where basically Scion just has to sit under tower and farm minions. There's no way that any gank, other than like a 3-man gank where the spacing is very good, is going to work against the Alawi.
And look, because of the pressure that Alawi was able to put out top lane, 1, they get top lane tower, and 2, because Twinkie went mid for the first time, Twinkie actually makes a mistake in this early game because he goes top, and then PR is able to capitalize on that by taking that dragon. Again, that second dragon was an ocean dragon, so not the biggest deal. Maybe if we scale into later into the game, an ocean dragon is going to be more important, but... yeah, I mean, PR doing a great macro job there, recognizing that the Cho'Gath was top lane, and then answering that with an objective. So, we'll have to see. What I really want to see here is I really want to see Pickle Rick's bot lane rotate here and allow this Alawi to continue her pressure. They're going to be turning onto Plex here. That is going to be the Braum passive, and a beautiful recognition there from the side of the Pickle Rick Gaming to be able to take them out. Now they're turning onto the Alistar. The Alistar ult has gone down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we did have Breadstick able to pick up the kill onto Monarch, and they're going to continue this. There is the Braum passive again. That's going to be flashing forward, turning onto Cool Kid, and nice, 96-69, and meanwhile in the mid lane, Immortal doing his best. That is going to be Breadstick going down and back and forth, back and forth. Lots of tentacles coming down, healing up. I don't think Immortal's going to find this one. The W does come down. There's the Q as well. Double kill for him, but that is going to be the knock-up, and so answering that one, and a quick back and forth, 24 kills in this game so far.
It's actually technically a 3 for 3.
Yeah, which,
well, I mean... actually, no, wait. That was a 4 for 3.
Yeah, it was a 4 for 3 because the Varus did go down.
Rick, yeah.
The tower does go down, so 2 towers for Pickle Rick. They were able to pick up that bot tower after that bot lane play, so the bot lane of Pickle Rick outclassing Plex and Cool Kid.
I'd like to talk about PRG 69 and the Braum Q that he landed
Yeah.
there onto the Varus, allowing for that play to happen, followed by a very clean... what's Braum's ultimate called?
Glacial Fissure?
Glacial Fissure.
Is that right? I think it's right.
Just completely
Yeah,
decimating
that's right.
the Team Solo Q Gangsters bot lane and picking up 2 crucial kills.
Yeah, but meanwhile in the mid lane, I mean, I think we're going to continue to see this throughout this game. In the top lane, for Pickle Rick, we have a massive lead, 80 CS. But in the mid lane, we have a massive disadvantage, 50 CS and 5 to 3 kills. But in the bot lane, we have a massive advantage for Pickle Rick, with a 15 CS lead and multiple kills. But in the jungle, Cho'Gath, a massive lead. So it's going to be a battle of the leads, the battle of, you know, can Plex and Cool Kid sustain through this lane? Can Monarch be able to deal with this Vladimir and not allow him to extend this lead? I mean, going on to Monarch here, just as I was saying, the Braum shield does come out, but there is the Varus ultimate as well. Alawi's in the middle of 4 right here, gonna find a ton of damage on this backline. Can't be able to take her down, does have her Sterix. Meanwhile, Breadsticks is under the tower, able to take out the Braum, is now still under the tower as well. A double knock up there for that Cho'Gath. Tristana finally arriving, but this Vladimir is massive, has this the Spellbinder, and is just continuing to pump out damage, fight after fight after fight.
Actually, that Vladimir play was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I expected the entire side of TSQG just to back off, to allow for the Alawi,
yeah.
to not just decimate their team. The Vladimir recognized that if he just engaged right there, there's no way they expect that. There's no way they can react in time. They're all focused on the Alawi. Picks up a free kill on the back line, then Zanya's out of it. So very good job on Breadsticks. I think that was a very clean play.
I would have really liked to see the Ignite come out from Cool Kid on the Alawi. I think they could have killed the Alawi if they did have the Ignite come out. Something about Alawi, we're going to find a ton of damage on the Cool Kid. The Alawi is that she heals off of every single tentacle that hits a champion, and if a tentacle hits multiple champions, she heals even more. So if you're able to Ignite her early, you can reduce that damage, and I think her tentacles probably hit like 20 times that fight in terms of hitting multiple champions, and so it just healed her for like 40% of her health. But if you're able to get that Ignite off, the damage that you pump into her actually allows you to be able to kill her. On the bot side, Plex not roaming up. They know that this tower is going to be going down. They shouldn't be fighting over it, so he is just going to go ahead and pick up that bot tower, so in answering this tower lead for them. Look at this, we're 23 minutes into the game. There's only a 700 gold lead for the side of the Gangsters. The mid lane tower is going to be going down, so they are going to be trying to find the siege. Cool Kid, that was a little bit over anxious. You don't have ultimate, and they have a Nivea wall, so the Nivea wall does stop him.
You see 5 people pushing down your mid lane. You have 2 people on the side lanes. The last thing you want to do is engage in any way or put any of the members in danger. You want to sit as safe under the tower as possible and not risk anything. Otherwise, you could lose a lot more.
Especially since Plex was backing. I mean, maybe if Plex was still pushing that bot lane and they wanted to distract them as Plex found damage onto that bot lane tier 2, maybe it was the correct call. But dude, you don't got flash, you don't have ult. Like you're just inting, man. You're just going in and you're just dying. I mean, with the amount of CC that Pickle Rick has, especially the wall and the Braum passive, it's a lot of damage there, and it's a lot of CC, and it's not going to allow you to get out. So you really need to be able to recognize that if you're playing an engaged champion like this Alistar, whether it's the right time, because sometimes it's really not. So now, I mean, that they weren't able to pick up the mid tower, but look at this. That gold lead has been shrunk to 400, 500 gold in between these two teams at 25 minutes. And although there is a tower lead for the side of Pickle Rick, and a massive CS lead in this top lane, eclipsing over 100, there is still a gold lead because of the objectives and the gold lead as well in that mid lane. Again, this Immortal is going to continue to do a lot of damage. This Baron might actually just straight up kill Cool Kid here. He's going to need to dodge these. Let's go ahead and see if he can dodge these. Okay, he does understand how the passive works, which is something that some people don't know about. And Immortal landing these E's over and over and over and finding these spirits. Cool Kid, you need to back, dude. You are so low.
You need to leave right now.
You need to leave. Like, they're not going to start Baron with these waves how they are, so you just need to recognize that, and you need to back. Using the plant here and going in for this vision clear is really risky. I guess you might know that they're rotating mid, that they are going to go for this Cloud Dragon. But honestly, I think Pickle Rick maybe could have started the Baron there. I think they chunked out 2 key members of the team that they maybe could have looked for that. So they are able to, they make the safe play, they go for the Dragon. I do think the fact that nobody is going bot to answer that massive wave bot is a little bit questionable. I think if Tristana just pushes out that bot lane, they can all walk into Baron and start that Baron pressure. But instead, they are just going to go for this 4-1.
Now, when an Alawi lands an E on you, the best choice, and I don't know too much about Alawi, but the best choice is to walk out of the range of the E.
Yeah, I do just really quickly. It is called Test of Spirit.
Test of Spirit. Otherwise, you're going to take so much damage.
Yeah.
Like, getting the debuff on you with the slow and 2 tentacle smacks against you is unfortunate, but it doesn't do as much damage as you could take just from standing in the range.
Yeah, and I think usually that's generally the recommendation is just get out. Especially since if you don't know if she's going to ult or if you don't know if she's going to continue to look for W's on it. And getting out of the tentacles range, that's pretty much the big thing. If she E's you and doesn't have any tentacles nearby, then like you're probably fine. But the big thing is if she E's you and then lands a tentacle on top of the spirit and you, it basically deals double damage. And that's when the surprising Alawi damage comes out, when not only is it hitting you, it's also hitting the spirit, it's doing % damage, and there's multiple tentacles hitting. And it's just doing a ton of damage all at once.
We actually see a Flame Horizon coming out on the side of Immortal, over 100 CS up on Spartan J Elite. We also see a massive, massive farm lead on the Vladimir up against the Anivia. Not quite a Flame Horizon, but getting very close to it.
Yeah, and I do actually wonder, I think Spartan maxed E this game. I wonder if he should have maxed W. Because I don't think he was going to be able to find any significant poke onto Immortal. He did go this Comet Keystone, which means he probably should be maxing E.
Yeah.
But I think the W max really allows him to continue wave clear, or even Q max, honestly.
So, the thing about Sion right now, the reason he's so good is because of the health buff that he got.
Yeah.
Which means in lane, you're supposed to level Q first to get more harass on champions like Alawi.
Yeah.
Hitting a Q on Alawi is so easy. Getting the short stun and then the auto attack does so much more damage than you think. The Comet Sion is actually kind of a relic of the past. From the last time that Sion was strong, abusing the E. The E just simply isn't as good anymore. The Q is a much better option, and if Spartan J Elite is going to play this champion again, I would highly suggest doing Q max and not.
I just think the fact that he maxed E, it just meant that he wasn't able to get any farm. Even if he's losing lane, the fact that he went E-maxed means he's not going to find farm. They are going to be finding a catch onto killing it here. He is going to go ahead and blow flash. There's going to be a nice flash there from Cool Kid. But hey, you got 4 people there, dude. And there's a wall, and you just used flash. So I think Cool Kid is going to be going down here. That is going to be Breadsticks popping his ultimate. But that the TP from Immortal is coming in. Spartan is here, did not blow his TP. But this is now a 4v5. The Test of Spirit does not land. We're finding some slow amount of damage onto the side of Pickle Rick. Now, killing it is really low here. There isn't a plant up. There isn't any way for him to heal up. But they can't get Baron. They are making the right call here. This is actually a really, really good call from Team Solo Queue Guardians. They're recognizing that they're kind of messing around with the Baron. So, hey guys, let's just get mid-prio. And now, they do have to wait for Cool Kid to come back up. Cool Kid, that was a great catch onto the Elise. But you gotta be okay with just getting a flash,
just take the flash.
Yeah. It's okay trading flash for flash, or you just engaging and then getting a flash, because that means so much. But instead, you flash forward, try to find a catch. It was actually, he placed a ward into the bush and just immediately recognized his mistake. And especially with this Nivea, it's going to mean so much. They are going to be able, that Test of Spirit does land onto Cool Kid. They're going to find a lot of damage onto him. You can see immediately half health, having these tank items, but this Test of Spirit is going to do so much damage. Spartan is actually still in the top lane. Now, we do see a ward in the middle of the lane here, in the middle of the mid lane. It just expired, but we do have wards back here and over here as well. So we could perhaps look for a flank onto this mid lane. And Alawi does have her ultimate, but we might be able to see this here. Spartan isn't trying to find it, and now Alawi is in the middle. We're going to see a lot of damage onto the Cho'Gath there. Twinkie is probably going to go down. The Ignite does finally go down as well. And
we actually see no TP.
Yeah, no TP coming out, and Spartan is just hard focused on getting this top tower. Meanwhile, his mid lane tower is going to be going down, and Twinkie. If there's any saving grace for the Solo Queue Guardians, it's that Twinkie is the only one who went down. But again, this Cho'Gath, it's jungle Cho'Gath, and now they don't have a smite. And it looks like they are going to be baiting this Baron, which is an interesting choice. That is going to be the combo onto 2 people there. And now this is going to be Vladimir going huge here because the Alawi doesn't have ultimate. This is going to be Spartan coming in with the ultimate. Can the Vladimir find anything here? That's going to be the Zani's there as well. And now Cho'Gath, or not Cho'Gath, but Sion is in the middle of it. Can Plex find this kill? This might be a little bit of an overchase onto the Tristana. She does not have jump. Her jump is in 11 seconds, but I don't think he's not going to have enough kill. Oh, that's going to be the nice snipe out from Plex. So,
wow.
What honestly looked like an okay Baron bait from the side of Pickle Rick turned so badly purely because the fact that Alawi doesn't have ultimate, and after she doesn't have ultimate and does not set up with tentacles, she's not doing anything. I think a beautiful play there from Breadstick, able to find a ton of damage, especially without his ultimate. His ultimate's still up, and now Cho'Gath died, is now up, able to walk straight in. Hey guys, I'll take out this Baron. I'll go for that Smite Consume and just take it out at 12 or 1500 health.
I actually really want to compliment Cool Kid for that play. He recognized the opportunity. He saw the Vlad on the flank, and without hesitation engaged on 2 of them.
Yeah, and that was really, really good because I think 69 was down, and I think Immortal didn't have all, and they knew that they had already used their cooldowns onto the Twinkie when he was up, and they knew that they would want to fight immediately, especially with what we thought was going to be the flank in the mid lane, but eventually became that Scion flank at the Baron pit. So a really interesting play there from Team Solo Gangsters, and what looked like a really, really great play from Pickle Rick is ending up with them being a Baron behind and 2k behind. But again, this game is so close. Varus finally backing is actually only sitting at 2 items, sitting at 4k in his bank right now. So probably gonna pick up. I would imagine it's gonna be a Runons, or
there it is.
It's gonna be the Runons. Yeah. So going to be pumping damage after damage after damage. I would actually I do feel like Runons plus Guinsoo's is enough attack speed that you don't need to go attack speed boots, so probably switch those to Ninja Tabi, or maybe even...
I think Merc Treads
is probably pretty good as well. But I really like that. I honestly think Cool Kid, I mean, if we're going to be kind of nitpicking some builds here, Cool Kid also should be going the Ninja Tabi as well. Wasn't able to find effective roams with this Alistar so far, and is honestly moving with this Cho'Gath a lot. But yeah, maybe Merc Chards across the board is probably the best bet, just for the side of Team Soul Guardians with the amount of CC that they have on that side. So we do have Immortal picking up the Adaptive Helm, which is going to do quite a bit against the amount of damage that Plex is going to be pumping out, because it reduces that damage from the passive and the W. But Team Solo Gangsters are in control of the game here.
Yeah.
But again, the thing about this Alawi, the thing about this Anivia, and honestly the reset capability of Tristana means that a good fight can really turn for Pickle Rick.
What I'd like to see from TSQG is they've already pushed out their side waves, right? Mm-hmm. We see side waves building. If they can patiently push this in and force Pickle Rick to lose towers with these waves, it'd be a very beautiful play. I don't want to see them over-engage on anything. I don't want to see them pushing too far up the mid lane and losing any of their members. If they can play this very patiently, or send some members to the side waves even, I think this would go very well for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I think, again, we are seeing a little bit of ARAM here, and this is something that I feel is a little bit questionable from the side of both of the teams, honestly. I mean, I think Pickle Rick is doing it purely because Team Solo Guardians is not doing it, but I think Vlad should most likely be in a side lane.
We actually see the Scion going.
Yeah, Scion is finally going to, and I mean, I mean, let's just take a look at it. I mean, we have 2 cannons and just almost 2 waves here. So I'm going to go ahead and push in that top lane. I don't think, yeah, okay, so he is going to be able to ward. He's going to use some abilities there, but they should be barrening up this bot lane as well. Honestly, I think, oh, that is an engage onto the Anivia right there. Again, Cool Kid, I don't think this is the right play. Your Scion is top lane, dude. I mean, I know that the Anivia is there as well. A giant eat onto 96. A ton of damage coming out from Twinkie. The Feast is going to do so much damage.
And they continue
they're just going in as well. Varus is doing a ton of damage. Breadstick finally picking up 2 kills there as well. The egg did come out from Monarch and is going to be limping away with broken just feathers all over the place. But they're just going to keep continuing this push. Spartan able to find the TP play into the Scion ultimate there, and this is going to be their 5th tower of the game going down, as well as the inhib, and now they're turning this. Look at Spartan right now. He's right back up in that top lane, and now they're going to get their 6th tower of the game.
Man, TSQG surprises us every time with these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking these team fights are going to go the way of Pickle Rick, and now they may be able to find this onto Immortal. Immortal does have ultimate here. I think they are going to be able to find their proper CC. The Asterix does pop. The ultimate doesn't come out because she's silenced. I think the ultimate did come out there, but unfortunately the Cho'Gath silence meant that she could not do anything. So 4th death of the game for Immortal, and I don't even think Spartan might get his back stopped here by a tentacle there, but I don't think he's going to go down. Okay, yeah, he's good. Wow. But yeah, I mean, if Team Solo Queue Gangsters know how to do anything, they know how to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought that engage wasn't good, honestly.
I thought they lost
for Cool Kid, I thought it was just another one of his, like, alright guys, we're going in, sort of plays. But it turned out to be really, really, really good. Breadstick was able to get onto the back line. Plex was able to pump tons of damage.
Twinkie just
shot 96. And I mean, we complain, you know, about this Cho'Gath, but he's proving us wrong. He is currently 4 items, going into his 5th item, 6, 1, and 7, and is 20 CS up onto Elise. And now we're almost 40 minutes into a game, and Elise isn't going to do anything. Elise isn't even going to be able to one-shot anybody this far into the game. And what we thought, you know, Killing It was going to have as much pressure, Killing It hasn't been able to kill anything this game, compared to Twinkie, who's been able to...
He's been killing everything!
Yeah, exactly. And when we thought that this Cho'Gath wouldn't be that good, I really want to see this guy play Camille, dude. I want to see this guy. I want to see him play Camille. I want to see him play Lee. I want to see him play other early game junglers. I honestly like Gragas, something like that, like or even Elise. Like I want to see Twinkie on Elise, and just see how much pressure he's able to put out on, you know, sort of a traditional jungle champion. I was going to complain about the fact that the solo queue gangsters weren't able to. They're not really controlling their side waves that well. You can see this bot lane right now. But, I mean, if they're able to find kind of these fights where they just win, you know, just in general, side lanes don't matter, you know. Nice dodge there onto the tentacles. Cool Kid.
TSQG pretty chunked from the Alawi.
Yeah.
Scion doesn't have a Warmog, so all that damage that gets done to him is permanent. If they want him to stay in the front line, I'd like to see him build some health regen. Warmogs is perfect for that in this situation.
Yeah, interesting. Cho'Gath actually popped the stone plate there, I think. Was that the stone plate? I'm not exactly sure.
That's not stone plate. We see that as still off cooldown.
Okay, never mind then. I don't know what that was then, but he did. Nice dodge. So an interesting siege there. I don't think that was the best bet. They are going to go ahead and have to back because of this bot wave. But honestly, look, yeah, this Elder Dragon is up, and PR is clearing out vision for this Baron, but I think they should recognize that this bot lane wave is crashing in.
This is very greedy.
I feel like if Plex shows bot, they could just start the Baron.
I would like to see Pickle Rick
does come out.
Just immediately start the Baron as soon as Plex shows up bot.
Yeah. Looks like we do have a hold up from Spartan. We'll give an update on that as soon as we can. But yeah, looks like. Do you have another message coming through? Okay, looks like he did. So maybe he disconnected really fast. But yeah, I mean,
you cannot send 2 people bot when Baron is up.
Yeah, especially since you have Spartan. Spartan's going bot as well. He doesn't have TB. I mean, maybe they feel like they could trade the Elder Dragon for the Baron.
Yeah,
but honestly,
they have to have all 5 members on the Elder or on the Baron. You cannot split your members up between both of them. It's just such a bad idea.
Yeah, I think if the Baron, I mean, and you have Breadsticks and Twinkie hanging out, and so Twinkie can look for a steal. He doesn't have flash, but he does obviously have that feast, and able to. And able to walk in as well as Breadsticks. I mean, if there's 5 people in the Baron pit and Breadsticks walks in and throws down the Hemo Plague, I mean, you're gonna find a lot of damage.
It could work out, but That's still a 2v5.
I do want to point out the fact that Cool Kid is just walking bot as well. So I do think there's a little bit. I think somebody probably called out, "Oh, we gotta deal with bot, guys. Everybody back. We gotta deal with bot." But I think that was a little bit. It looks like we are gonna get the readies coming out, so there is gonna be an unpause. But
you gotta send only Sion down there to deal with that bot wave, or you gotta not deal with it at all and just take it.
Yeah, and I think the next 30 seconds will be pretty interesting from the side of both of these teams. It looks like we are going to have
actually see both of them immediately start rotating.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to rotate, so they probably had a little bit of a discussion about what they should be doing. But Plex is still bot. Plex is clearing out bot, and now they're turning on to the Baron. This is going to be going down to 10,000. The Shashan is doing a ton of damage. The Hemoplague is going to try to win. A beautiful wall there is going to stop them coming in. Can the Cho'Gath get in to steal it? That is not going to be it. So Pickle Rick picking up that one as well. The Cho'Gath is here. And now they are going to be looking for a fight. A great engage there. Alawi's straight in the middle of it. The Alawi ult does come out. Now they're going to be turning onto that. A ton of damage coming out from this Alawi. And I think Immortal is going to come out as well. Breadsticks is doing a ton of damage in that backline. That's going to be the egg popped as well. The Alawi trying to do her best, but Plex actually had enough time to walk from bottom to the Baron pit. And Breadsticks is now dominating. Didn't even pop his Spellbinder that entire fight, sitting at 100 stacks, and Plex actually just healing as they walk towards the mid lane, and they are going to be looking for the end. There's 30 seconds left on this game, 30 seconds left made perhaps on this game, but on these death timers, and you got Plex just walking mid. What we thought was an awful play from the side of TSQG Guardians, they're proving us wrong.
Their team fight comp is just so good.
Yeah, and we thought, like, oh my gosh, like, Immortal's going to find so much damage. There's a flash Q there from... Oh my god. 96 getting one shot there, the flash Q there from the side of Cool Kid, and what we thought was kind of a really strange game there from the side of the Team Solo Q Gangsters, and we thought that the prowess of Pickle Rick from their kind of macro and kind of their skill intensive champions, it didn't work out.
I would love to get Twinkie in here for an interview.
Yeah, if we could get Twinkie in here, that would be fantastic. We are going to go ahead and switch on over to here. How else did we feel about that game?
I loved Twinkie's performance. I loved Vlad's performance. Honestly, the team fighting prowess of the Team Solo Q Gangsters was just so good. They won so many fights that both of us thought they were just going to straight up lose. And even when the Alawi got the ideal team fight for Alawi, they just still couldn't pull it together. They couldn't kill anybody from... They could barely kill anybody from the side of the Team Solo Q Gangsters. So, I'm very happy with Team Solo Q Gangsters. They team fought so well. They seem to be so amazingly in communication. And I think that's what pulled them the victory this game.
Looks like we are going to be able to pull in Twinkie here. Let me go ahead and pull him in here. Hello, Mr. Twinkie, are you here?
I am here. How are you?
I am fantastic, man. How are you doing after that dominant win over Pickle Rick?
Doing pretty well. I mean, we played to Wink Edition, and that's all I can say. Good job to the team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you go back and watch the VOD, you perhaps watch the last 3 minutes of that game. I mean, you'll hear us a little bit flaming your guys' team comp and flaming the Cho'Gath pick. I want you to prove me wrong. Why was the Cho'Gath pick the perfect pick that game?
So pretty much, we tried to go into the game thinking like, all right, so we're gonna go full solo queue, win lane, win game. Then they banned Draven. Draven. So then our boy Will, our ADC, was like, we'll just play till late. And then we just tried for a team fighting comp, front to back team fighting. That's why I went Cho'Gath, just because I was gonna go Mundo, but I'm dog trash with Mundo. Let's be honest here. So
both Jack and I thought the Cho'Gath pick didn't really fit into the comp, but we saw you play it as though you were playing Pantheon. We saw some of the cleanest jungle rotations we've seen in any of these games on the Cho'Gath. So why aren't you playing champions like Camille that could do the same thing but even stronger?
Yeah, why aren't you playing more traditional meta champions instead?
Bro, I'm autofilled. I tried to get Yi. I legit tried to get Yi, and then team flamed me. So I just had to play for team. It was either going to be Pantheon or Cho'Gath. And I was more confident in the Cho'Gath just because we wanted to skill till late. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
I mean, I think
watch out for the Yi.
Yeah, I think we'll have to watch out for that one. I think my favorite words that you just said were I want to play for the team, so I'm willing to play the Cho'Gath, and I think that's something that we're gonna hear a lot out of top laners. But is there anything? So next week, really fast, just pushing on into next week. You guys are now 2-0, sitting at the top of the leaderboards. Next week, you guys are going to be playing up against the ASCII boys. How are you feeling about their team? That's the one with Flame and with Ragnar. How do you guys feel about your matchup against them next week?
To be honest, I think we were of all the teams in the league, we were most scared of Pickle Rick, just because they're putting in the hours. They're like queuing like all the time. So I think in terms of teams, we beat our biggest team in. Plus, apparently, Will just really wants to beat this team. So
okay.
I think ASCII boys, not a problem.
Not a problem.
Not
All right.
a problem.
Thank you very much, Twinkie. We are going to go ahead and have to get into our next game in a couple of minutes, but great showing, and we'll have to see how you guys do up against the ASCII boys next week. Thank you very much.
Sounds good, Jason MVP.
All right, cool. We are going to take a quick break really fast. We hope that you stay with us for our next game, which is going to be the ASCII boys versus the Legal Turtles. And exciting, it is going to be two teams which are on the bottom of the leaderboard, but we're going to have to see the one that is able to get to that middle and kind of vie for that top, and then we'll have to see the one that does kind of move into the bottom and maybe perhaps in a couple of weeks face relegation. But we'll have to see how that goes, and that will be coming to you live in a couple of minutes. We will be right back.